Hi, welcome to JurXNurse.com's Legal Nurse Consultant episodes. I'm your host, Elizabeth Rudolph. I'm the founder of JurXNurse.com. I'm an attorney, I'm a nurse just like you, and a professional legal nurse consultant. Be sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss another episode, and let your nursing colleagues know about us. Today we're going to talk about the 6-minute billable hour and how legal nurse consultants can bill their attorney clients. You want to get paid for the medical records you review, right? So here's your professional legal nurse consultant primer on correctly billing your attorney clients so that you can earn the maximum. No more guesswork, no more estimating. Follow these steps to make it easy for you and for your attorney when it comes to billing. The big difference between billable and non-billable work. As a professional legal nurse consultant, you'll likely be working almost exclusively on billable work. This means you'll earn money for the legal nurse consultant services that you provide. Non-billable work, on the other hand, is work you perform, but you actually can't bill for it. Let's look at examples of both. Here's a list of billable work examples. Medical record review. Reviewing, let's say, medical bills in a case, summarizing the medical records, summarizing the medical bills, drafting a chronology, also known as a timeline, and researching medical conditions. Here are some examples of non-billable work. Preparing the invoice that you just worked on the assignment of, that you just performed. The actual preparing of the invoice is non-billable work. Working on your own company's marketing projects. Trainings, for example, that you might attend. Doing administrative work in your business. Attending meetings, for example, that are not related to client meetings or client assignments. The 6-minute billable hour is defined like this. Lawyers, for example, usually bill their clients, particularly defense attorneys, in 6-minute increments. So for every 6 minutes of time equals 0.10 of an hour. Let me repeat that, okay? Because that's the key here. For every 6 minutes that you perform a task related to the assignment, then you would actually bill 0.10 of an hour. As a PLNC, you might set your hourly rate, let's say, at $150 an hour to review medical records. If you're earning $150 an hour and you review a medical record for, let's say, 30 minutes, a half hour, you'd bill your attorney for 0.50, which means you'd earn $75 for reviewing a medical record for 30 minutes. Interestingly, though, just think about this. Tasks that take less than 0.10, you usually round up to 0.10, which is 6 minutes of time. Of course, it's your prerogative. You don't even have to bill for anything that's less than 0.10 or for anything at all. It's up to you to decide. Let's take an example because I really, truly believe that we learn by way of example. So let's take what we just learned and apply it. Let's say you receive an email from the attorney's paralegal and you're assigned a case, and in it there are instructions, there's also a description, and there's a link to the medical records. Now let's say that you read it and reread it, whatnot, and it took you 6 minutes of time. Well, then you'd bill 0.10 for this assignment. On the invoice that you would provide to your attorney client, you would set the date that it took you on the day that you received it. You'd also put the description, which is review email from, and then you'd insert the attorney's paralegal's name regarding instructions, descriptions, and medical records link. Then you would list the amount of time that it took, which would be, in this case, 0.10. You're expected to be precise in your description on your invoice, okay? You want to include details on exactly what you're billing for. You also want to ask yourself, is what you did billable or non-billable? You'll likely not work on a project that is totally non-billable, but you might, so you just need to be aware of it. Just know that the time it takes you to draft your invoice is on your time. It's not on their time. So the first time you put together an invoice, let's say it took you 30 minutes to do it, or maybe even longer. But as you prepare more and more invoices, it's going to take you less and less time to prepare an invoice. Regardless, that's on your part and not theirs. You can't bill for preparing an invoice. One important concept you need to always be aware of, and that is you need to be truthful on the amount of time that you billed. It's essential that you not overbill, because you overbill one time, the attorney could say, no, sorry, don't need your services in the future. Or continuing on in that vein, worse yet, really, is that your reputation's at stake and others may not hire you based on that. So let that be a non-issue for you. Always be truthful. But the good news is, in determining what's billable and non-billable, it gets easier. As a matter of fact, just working on your first project, you may already determine what's billable and non-billable work. Okay, that's a wrap for today on billable and non-billable work. But do me a favor, if you love this episode, share it on your Facebook or your Instagram and tag us, Jurex Nurse, in it. I also want you to know, if you want the free guide on how to hike your nursing income, just simply email us at info@jurexnurse.com. Now, I'll leave you with this one message. Take one step today toward being successful as a professional legal nurse consultant. Thank you, and make it a great day.